What if the trait you're most proud of, your absolute refusal to ask for help, is actually a cry for help your childhood brain never got to scream? You know exactly who that person is. The one who would rather waste 3 agonizing hours wrestling with a heavy piece of furniture all alone, or stay up all night pulling a grueling all-nighter trying to decode a complex problem by themselves, then send a simple 2-second text message asking a close friend for a quick favor. To the outside world, you look like the ultimate success story. You are the immovable rock everyone else relies on. You're strong, you're highly capable, and you are fiercely self-reliant to a fault. Society looks at you from afar and proudly labels it a virtue, a badge of ultimate honor. But on the inside, it doesn't feel like a conscious choice at all. It feels like an absolute unbreakable rule written directly into your DNA. If you show even a single flicker of need, you feel like the entire tower will come crashing down. If you've spent your whole life building an emotional fortress around yourself, take a deep breath and stay right here. Because today we're doing something uncomfortable but necessary, tracing the blueprints back to where it actually started. We are breaking down the hidden psychology of the quiet kid who grew up to be hyper-independent. And as it turns out, your greatest superpower might just be a beautifully disguised survival mechanism. Growing up, being the quiet kid wasn't just a random personality trait, it was your shield. While other kids were loud, demanding attention, and throwing tantrums, you learned the art of becoming invisible. Teachers praised you for being mature, and parents thanked you for being so low maintenance. But nobody ever stops to ask what it truly costs a young child to never make a sound. Psychologists look at this pattern and point to deep-rooted concepts like parentification or chronic emotional neglect. Now, let's be entirely clear. This doesn't mean your parents didn't love you with all their hearts. It simply means that early on, your highly developing brain noticed a painful, repeating pattern. Maybe the adults around you were constantly overwhelmed, financially stressed, or drowning in their own chaos. Your young mind ran a quick subconscious calculation and arrived at a devastating conclusion. The calculation said, if I have a major problem, no one is coming to save me. If I express an emotional need, I am just adding more weight to the chaos, so I will solve it myself. This is the exact milestone moment where hyper-independence is officially born. It is not an inherent trait. It is a trauma response, beautifully disguised as high efficiency. Think of your current mind like an outdated operating system still running on old hardware. In a chaotic, unpredictable household, relying only on yourself was brilliant, life-saving software. It kept you perfectly safe from rejection. It fully protected you from crushing disappointment. But fast forward to today, you're an adult running that exact same archaic software in a completely different environment. Whenever a kind colleague offers to lighten your workload at the office, or a loving partner gently asks to share your deepest emotional burden, your hypervigilant nervous system completely misinterprets the gesture. Your brain processes a simple request for help as a red alert, a dangerous vulnerability. To your body, needing someone else feels exactly like walking onto thin ice. You deeply believe that you will trust someone to hold the rope, they will eventually drop it. But here's the profound truth that nature figured out millions of years ago. True resilience has never been about isolating yourself behind an impenetrable wall of self-sufficiency. In evolutionary biology, the species that survived weren't the ones where every individual fought the world completely alone. It was the ones that mastered interdependence, the sacred understanding of when to rely on the tribe. When you lock your doors and refuse to let people in, you aren't just protecting yourself from potential disappointment. You are actively starving yourself of deep, authentic human connection. So let's change the narrative right now. You don't need to break your strength. but you do need to stop using that strength as a lonely place to hide. It's safe to let your armor crack just a little bit. It's okay to look at the people who love you and admit, I can't carry this heavy weight on my own today. Needing people makes you human. If this struck a chord deep within you today, hit that subscribe button right now. On this channel, we dive deep into the silent, invisible habits that shape our adult lives so we can heal them together. Leave a comment below. When was the last time you asked for help, and how hard was it to say those words? See you in the next video.